Y'all come on over.
Some folks cross the road while not looking both ways, and some people make small animation errors while producing Pixar films. The difference is we have a list right here of the latter.
Take 4.
Don't look at me!
Number 1. All he needed was a tune-up. In episode 3 of Cars on the Road, it's revealed that the cars of this world can be converted to speed racers as Mater wants to get her done. But the fact that you can convert cars to land speed racers shows that in Cars 3, Lightning could have just been converted into a faster car like Storm.
With these cars, everything gets stripped away.
Number 2. That's one fast wall designer. In Cars 3, when Mater tells everyone to be quiet while McQueen exits his travel vehicle, you can see there's nothing on the wall behind him. But when we cut back, now there's stuff on the wall. Guess someone put that stuff up as fast as they changed the wheels on the racing cars.
Oh yeah, Lightning's ready.
Number 3. It's not Chick's fault, but we'll blame it on him anyway. During Chick's trash talking of Lightning McQueen in Cars 3, we see the purple car racing is on McQueen's left side. But once he crosses the finish line, the purple car is now on his right. Now, obviously, cars are moving around the whole track, but there seems to be no competitive purpose to a move like this, so we're calling it what it is.
I couldn't have enjoyed it more if I'd beaten McQueen myself.
Number 4. This scene happens so fast, this one is hard to spot. In McQueen's famous tire burnout scene in Cars 3, we see that McQueen loses his back right tire. While he's flying through the air, the tire is actually shown to still be there until the next shot, when it's clearly gone. It all happened so fast no one noticed, but we sure did. Number 5. This scene is a good reminder to always remember to keep your car's oil topped up before it's all gone. While McQueen gets a pep talk from Sally, watch the oil can in the background. While we do get a perspective change with the shots, the oil can moves a bit too far than makes sense for the angle switch. A small mistake, but a mistake no less, folks. Number 6. You can't trust journalists these days, even if they're truck-based. In Cars 3, when McQueen arrives at Rusty's Racing Center, he's plagued by car reporters trying to get some photo ops. Pay attention to this truck on the right. First shot, black paint job. Second shot, red paint job. I know keeping a job in that field is tough, but getting replaced in a few seconds? Tough luck, truck.
Can you believe them?
Paparazzi.
Number 7. We're not trying to tread on these folks, we're just calling out mistakes as they come. In Cars 3, when Cruz appears with the treadmill, pay attention to the posting of Luigi in this scene. He moves from McQueen's one side to the other, and he doesn't seem like the type of car to move behind McQueen out of fear, so we're chalking this up to another animated error.
Oh, okay.
Number 8. Her disposition is so sunny that she doesn't even leave a shadow apparently. In the same scene on the beach we mentioned before in Cars 3, Lightning gets ready to drive along the beach and Cruz remains next to the treadmill. As you can see from the next few shots, Cruz is no longer there, then suddenly appears when the camera moves to spot her for a joke. And while this could be argued to be another perspective thing, we don't even see the shadow she casts, so it's obviously an error.
Well, life's a beach, and then you drive.
Number 9. The oil can strikes again. In Cars 3, when McQueen and Mater talk through their unaffiliated internet-based pads that look a lot like iPads, notice the oil can on Mater's right on the table. When we get a different shot from the other side, the can is way farther from the pad, and also seems smaller. Something weird is going on, and it's not Mater's fault this time.
I'm always burning that midnight oil.
Number 10. Smokey and the fog around him aren't the only creepy part of this scene. While Cruz and McQueen do some laps around Thomasville Speedway and Smokey appears suddenly on the track, McQueen slams on his brakes in order to avoid a collision just in time. If you pay attention to the next few cuts, however, when we get a different shot of McQueen, he's clearly much farther away. Now, we'd also get a little space from someone we didn't know, but we never see that moment, so once you notice it, it's quite jarring.
I know why you're here.
Number 11. In Cars 3, while McQueen arrives at the big race, a yellow car wishes him luck and to win this race for the old guys. A moment later, after we cut from Sally and Mater greeting McQueen, the yellow car and the crew interviewing him are all gone from that side of the frame. Now we could say some scenes may have been cut, but the timing is pretty far off in this case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 12. Sometimes you're in and sometimes you're out. In the beginning of Cars 2, supercar spy Finn McMissile runs from a group of cars and circles a helipad, seemingly trapped. You notice he is outside of the painted circle at first. Not a moment later, in a closer shot, he's suddenly now on top of the painted circle. And there's no reason a spy would get closer to a bunch of enemies he's avoiding, so what's up, Spy Car?
With Finn McMissile gone, who can stop us now?
Number 13. He's pretty funny, but he needs to learn boundaries. In Cars 2, while McQueen tells Mater he has a date with Sally later, he spins in front of Mater to explain that he wants to go alone. Before he did this, Mater was on the right side of the road, but suddenly, after McQueen's spin, Mater is on the left side. This truck has some serious issues with space, personal or otherwise. Number 14. A small but noticeable hole in the logic of this next scene. In Cars 2, when Mater exits a toilet stall while the American spy is being cornered by two other cars, a floor grate seems to appear in the animated commotion when in the previous shot it was nowhere to be found. Number 15. Seems cars have as much problem finding their positions as people do. In Cars 2, while all the cars line up for the big race, pay attention to the black car on the right side in the first shot. Then in the next shot from behind, yep, that car is gone. Or got a lightning fast paint job. Number 16. Positions in a long race change all the time, but this is a bit ridiculous. In the big race in Cars 2, Lightning McQueen leads at first, followed by a blue car. In just a few shots, suddenly this blue car is not only not behind McQueen, but is nowhere to be seen. Of course, competitors often fall behind in a race, but a change this big and without explanation is very strange. Number 17. We've got another perspective, blocking, object size issue coming in red hot. In Cars 2, while Finn McMissile watches Mater drive around the city, he pulls down a machine to block the street. The local store owners come out to get mad at the car who was tailing Mater, thinking it was him. But as Finn surveys the scene, the machine is now either smaller or further off the street than it was when it fell in front of the car tailing Mater. Number 18. Get your reading glasses out for this very hard to spot mistake. While Mater is rescued and on a plane with Finn and Holly, as he's talking to the two cars, we see from a shot behind them there is a track going up to Mater that splits them up. But when they are viewed from the front, this track is under one of their chairs instead. We can call them chairs, right? Car chairs?
I hope that device didn't fall off.
Whoa!
Number 19. Sometimes you gotta forgo logic for the sake of a good taser scene. In Cars 2, while Mater, Holly, and Finn chase down a suspect, the guilty car falls into a pile of rims, knocking them down. When Holly tasers the suspect, we can see the single rim that would have blocked the taser is gone. Looks like the animators really wanted to help Holly get a good shot.
Well, sure it ain't.
Number 20. More lightning fast paint jobs mid-scene. Or, animation errors. In the final scene when Mater reveals the mastermind behind the scheme in Cars 2, two cop cars come to arrest the culprit. In the first scene, we see the car on the right is painted black, but just a few shots later, it's now a gray cop car. Number 21. Seems a lack of tire continuity has been part of the franchise all along. In the first Cars film, McQueen loses both his back tires while in the lead at the beginning. However, when he's giving an interview post-race, both his back tires are on. But they should just be rims, and we see a worker leave with a full tire taking it off his back left axle. Number 22. Let's get into some car versus human world logic issues. In the first Cars film, Mac is driving McQueen to his next gig while a car carrying a mattress drives past them. But who is the mattress for? There are no humans in this universe, right? And it's too small for a single car. Maybe it's for a smart car. Number 23. I don't think bright cars like that could not be noticed. In the scene where McQueen falls asleep and is dragged behind Mac, we see on the left there are no cars in front of them. In the next shot, all the bright, loud cars, including Snot Rod, can be seen. How does time work in this scene anyway? Number 24. A rookie mistake. Let's get back into some story logic, shall we? In the first Cars film, Lightning McQueen is trying to become the first rookie in Piston Cup history to win the Piston Cup. But Doc Hudson won the Piston Cup in 1951, the first year that the Hudson Hornets were produced. Which also would have made him a rookie by definition if this universe follows the same rules as ours. And cars talk in this universe, so who knows?
But under the hood, you and I are the same.
We are not the same. Understand? Now get out.
Number 25. This next mistake is for you gearheads out there. In the original Cars film, Sally remarks that McQueen's punishment is fair because he has enough horsepower to pave the road. Thing is, towing power is not decided by horsepower, but the actual torque of a vehicle. McQueen's horsepower is good for racing, but it would be the torque power of, say, Mac or Mater that would actually be useful for the job.
I'll keep that in mind.
Now Sally is just making a speech to make McQueen suffer a little, but still, good to know.
Order in the court!
Any of you notice that we didn't mention? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for more animated content, and thanks for watching The Things Animated.